Welcome to my YouTube channel. Hey there, coin collectors and curious minds! Today, we're diving into a fascinating and somewhat mysterious piece of American history, the 2017 US 1-cent coin. You might be thinking, a penny is a penny, right? It's only worth 1 cent, but hold on, this little copper coin could actually be worth much, much more. In fact, some versions of this coin are being valued at a staggering $142 million. Let's unpack the story behind this, shall we? First, let's talk about the basics. The 2017 1-cent coin, or penny, is part of the ongoing series of coins minted by the U.S. government. It features the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the front, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner in 1909. But what makes this specific 2017 penny special? Let's take a closer look. By all appearances, the 2017 penny is just like any other. It's made of copper-plated zinc, weighs about 2.5 grams, and has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. But here's the kicker. While most pennies are simply worth 1 cent, certain 2017 pennies have been sold for mind-blowing amounts. So, what's the deal? Why are some 2017 pennies valued at millions of dollars? The key lies in the minting process. You see, when the U.S. Mint produces coins, it uses various presses to strike batches of pennies. But every so often, something goes wrong, an error is made, or a coin is struck with unusual characteristics. And sometimes those errors can make a coin far more valuable than its face value. One of the most common types of errors is an off-center strike, where the coin's design isn't properly aligned, leaving part of the coin blank. This can result in a unique, misprinted coin that's highly sought after by collectors. Other errors can include double strikes, die cracks, or missing letters or numbers. But back to the 2017 penny. There's a specific error coin that collectors are going absolutely wild over. It's an example of a rare, almost perfect misprint. Some of these 2017 pennies have been mistakenly struck in such a way that they possess characteristics that are considered flawed or unique by collectors. And it's these mistakes that have driven the price of these pennies through the roof. Now let's talk numbers. The rarest of these 2017 pennies have fetched upwards of $100,000 or more at auction. Yes, you heard that right. And while $100,000 is an impressive figure, that's just the beginning. Some versions of the penny, with more significant flaws or unique characteristics, are being valued at up to $142 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? That's the valuation that's been estimated for the most error-prone 2017 pennies. But how do we get to such an astronomical number? Well, it's a combination of rarity, demand, and historical significance. Some of these pennies with extreme errors have already sold at auction for jaw-dropping prices. At these auctions, a single coin can go for more than a sports car, more than a house, in some cases, more than a small mansion. And there are rumors that, as collectors continue to hunt down these rare pieces, the value could continue to climb. So, how can you tell if you've found a penny that might be worth a fortune? Look closely at your 2017 pennies. Here are a few things to keep an eye out for: off-center strikes. If the design is misaligned and part of the coin is missing, you could be looking at a very rare piece. Double strikes. If you see that the penny has been struck twice, with a slightly offset image, this is another highly sought-after error. Die cracks. Cracks in the die used to strike the coins can result in strange markings on the penny. These can also increase the coin's value. Unusual blemishes. Sometimes these flaws make the coin look more like a piece of abstract art than currency. And while it may sound like something out of a treasure hunt, finding a valuable penny is incredibly rare. It's not as simple as just checking your change jar. In fact, thousands of 2017 pennies are made each year, and most of them are perfectly normal. But if you're still determined to hunt for that golden needle in the haystack, here's some advice: keep an eye on auctions, follow coin dealers, and maybe even ask an expert to inspect any particularly interesting pennies you come across. A professional can help you determine whether your coin is a potential jackpot. Coin collecting is a hobby, a passion, and for some, a very lucrative business. But remember, it's not just about the money. The history, the rarity, and the stories behind these coins are what make them so fascinating. So, what does the future hold for the 2017 penny? Will the value of these era coins keep rising? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure, the world of coin collecting is more exciting than ever, and if you happen to have a rare 2017 penny, you might just be holding onto a piece of American history worth millions. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the fascinating world of rare coins and the 2017 penny, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any more coin collecting tips and tricks. Have you come across any rare pennies or other coins? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, happy hunting! Last. Hey everyone! In today's video, we're going to dive into a very special coin that you might have sitting in your pocket right now. You wouldn't believe it, but it's a 1975 Lincoln cent, and it could be worth a lot more than you think. You might be holding a coin worth millions of dollars. Sounds crazy, right? Well, stay tuned, and I'll explain why this seemingly ordinary penny might be worth big money. But first, let's take a look at its fascinating history. Before we get into the details of the 1975 cent's potential value, let's talk about the history of the 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln penny. Now, the Lincoln penny has a long history, having been first issued in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by artist Victor David Brenner, the obverse side features the famous bust of Lincoln. Over the years, the design has seen some changes, with one of the biggest changes being the switch from the original wheat ears reverse to the memorial reverse in 1959, and then later to the shield design in 2010. But in 1975, we saw something interesting happen that would impact the value of the cent. By the 1970s, the U.S. Mint was facing a major issue, a shortage of copper due to rising demand. The government had to get creative in order to keep the cost of producing pennies low. While the majority of pennies at this time were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, the Mint was on the verge of switching to a more cost-effective copper-plated steel plan. So what does that have to do with the 1975 coin? In 1975, the Philadelphia and Denver Mints were working hard to meet the coin demand. The Denver Mint, where the mintmark comes from, struck millions of these pennies, but there was something odd going on in terms of misprints and mistakes. This sets the stage for a coin that would become extremely rare and valuable in the future. During the minting process, the year 1975 was supposed to be stamped on every penny. However, due to various factors, including machinery malfunctions and human error, some of these coins were produced with incorrect details. Specifically, in 1975, a small batch of pennies was struck with the 1974 date but with the mint mark of 1975. This tiny mistake would end up making these pennies extremely valuable to collectors. But the real kicker? The 1975 pennies, despite being produced in huge quantities, were much rarer than initially believed. Now, this might sound like a lot of technical stuff, but here's the key takeaway: the 1975 Lincoln cent might be worth millions today. How can that be possible? Let's break down exactly why this particular penny is worth so much. First off, mintage numbers play a huge role in determining a coin's value. While the U.S. Mint typically produces billions of pennies each year, coins that are rare, whether due to mistakes or limited runs, tend to skyrocket in value. When it comes to the 1975 cent, it's incredibly rare to find a mint condition example, especially with the error that we just mentioned. So why is this error penny worth such a large sum of money? Well, if you come across one of these rare 1975 coins in uncirculated condition, meaning it looks like it's never been used, you could be looking at a value of $109 million or more. Yes, you heard that right, that's not a typo. Some experts believe that a perfectly preserved specimen of the 1975 could fetch up to $109 million at auction. Wait, you might be wondering, how can a 1-cent coin be worth that much? Well, here's the thing. The era penny is one of the most coveted pieces of U.S. numismatic history. Coins with errors often become extremely rare and valuable because they are produced in limited quantities, and most of them get circulated, meaning they're not in mint condition anymore. Now let's break it down further. The face value of this coin is still only 1 cent, literally just a penny. But its rarity and the error in the minting process give it an astronomical value. Think about it like this: if you were to find an old baseball card with a printing mistake, it might be worth a fortune, even though it was only a piece of cardboard to begin with. So, how can you tell if you've got one of these valuable 1975 D pennies? Well, the first thing to check is the mint mark. If you see a D near the bottom of the coin, it was minted in Denver. Next, check the year on the coin. If you see 1975, but the other characteristics seem a bit off, perhaps the fonts don't align correctly or there are irregularities in the design, you might be holding a rare, valuable coin. Also, remember that condition is everything. A coin's value increases significantly the better condition it's in. So, if you think you have one of these rare coins, you should get it professionally graded. Experts use a scale from 1 to 70 to rate a coin's condition, and the higher the grade, the higher the value. Coins that are rated between MS65 to MS70 can fetch a pretty penny, literally. Now, you might be thinking that the chances of finding one of these 1975 D coins are slim. And you'd be right. The odds of finding a mint-era penny are low, but not impossible. If you've been collecting change over the years or have an old jar of coins lying around, it's worth taking a second look at your pennies. You never know when you might find a valuable coin hiding in plain sight. To sum it up, the 1975 D Lincoln cent is no ordinary penny. Due to the minting error, it has become one of the most sought-after era coins in U.S. numismatics. While the face value is just 1 cent, certain examples of this coin could be worth a mind-blowing $109 million or more. So check your spare change, keep an eye out for these rarities, and you might just be holding onto a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more coin and history-related content. Got any rare coins of your own? Drop a comment below and let us know about them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.